Welcome to AnilTv Education. So today we will discuss about the 10th class 5th unit. In that, be reading the Storeyed House part 2. People swayed their heads in the appreciations as the programs gathered moment. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. Bayaji was strutting about in the pandal. He sat down by a guest now and then to inquire after his welfare. Small children, unable to resist sleep, they doped off like bundles of rags. Women sat in front of the veranda. So here people's people's saved their heads. So here they are also completely involved in that devotional song. So here they everyone are participated encouraging there. So here the program has started and it's going on continue still up to it's continue up to 2 o'clock in the morning. It has been completed continue. So here the Bayaji was walking proudly around the pandal and he was felt very happy. Why? Because his dream has been successful. So he had only dream, so he had to construct one house. So here he felt very happy. So here he sat down by the guest and then they are discussing about. So here he came and he sat along with the relatives and discussing about how their life, how their life and welfare. So here with this devotional song the little children are unable to sleep. So he doping these highs on that bags. So here women sat in front of the pandal. Bayaji's children were busy preparing tea for the second round. They had put tea powder and sugar into the pot on a thatched stove and waiting for the water to boil. The bhajan was in full swing. I had a dream at night and my heart was full of feeling, went the line. So here what happened. So here the women's all are those relatives and every surroundings all are sitting in the veranda. So here the Bayaji's two sons are preparing tea for the second round. The children are preparing tea for the second round. So they had poured tea powder and sugar in a pot on the stove and waiting for the water to boil. So here the version was in full. So here it's full. All the peoples are completely involved in that bhajan swing. So here he had a dream. At the time he dreamed. So here in that I whatever I had my wish, it has been completed. So the Bayaji's heart filled with happiness. So here the group advanced from baseless devotional like from the east came a horde of ghosts, each of with 7 heads to the social devotional. So here everyone are busy in that. Suddenly what happened? A group of, so like how the Ravana will have the 7 heads, no? So here, so 10 heads. Here also a ghost has also with 7 legs has came. It has been changed all the social devotional. Kolekar Bapu Master, powerful voice rose up to the heart of the sweet advice of Bhimaraya and bowed to the Buddha from the emancipation of the whole world. So here the Kalekar Bapu, so here he has a nice supervise. So here also how he is singing. So by listening that, so the his relatives and everyone the heart was flowing. So here, so he is he is singing the songs devotional songs of Buddha. So about the whole world, freedom of the whole world. I will fly to refuge of the Lord Buddha. I will fly to the refuge of the faith. I will fly to I fly to the refuge of the faithful. The song rent the ears, filling it with joy, and then the undreamed of incident took place. So here, how here Kondekar Babu is singing about the songs of the Lord Buddha. Like, I refuse to faith, I fly to refuse the Lord Buddha. I refuse to the faithful. So here all the songs are filled with joy. Everyone are completely involved in that devotional songs at the time the incident took place. So here what happened, what incident has taken place, let us see. The Bayaji's new house had caught fire from all sides. It had suddenly flattened up. The women folk into the front veranda screamed in confusion. The guests stood up swiftly and began to pull out the woman like a head of cattle. So here what happened? So here everyone are completely involved in the devotional song. In that, so here the new house had been catched fire. So here it has suddenly burnt up. So it has burnt up. So here the woman in the veranda screamed in confusion. So the gift stood as, so how the guest, so everyone women are sitting in the veranda, so suddenly it got burned. So the women are confused. So here the other persons who are sitting, the men who are sitting, so they pulled the women's, like how the animals are pulled from the curd. So in that same way the women's are pulled out from that. So here Bayaji was fantastic. He was ran and crying, my house, my storehouse, it's on fire. My enemies had taken revenge on me. He entered the roaring flames, cried, my house, my house. So here what happened? So here the Bayaji was frantic. So here he looked and he ran around and cried, my house has been, my house, my storage house has been destroyed. It's on fire. So it has been all burnt by fire. Why? Because here he thought that his enemies had taken revenge on me. So here the higher caste peoples had taken revenge on the Bayaji. So here he entered into the roaming flames. When the house is burning, he entered in and he cried, my house, my house. So here what happened? He climbed up, pulled the pictures of the Buddha and Baba Sahib from the walls and hurled them down. As he was about to come down the stairs, it climbed down in the frame. People pulled up water from the nearby well to put out the dreadful fire, but it could not be easily contained. So here what happened? So here he entered into that, he went into the kitchen store and upside that drawing room door, he went at that and he take out the pictures of the Buddha and Baba Sahib Ambedkar from the walls and threw it down. So when he was when he was coming to downstairs at that time, so here it all are made up of wooden, no, it has been fall down in that. So here the Bayabji has been buried. So the peoples who are surrounding, the peoples are there. So here they are taking the water from the well. Here they are pouring on that new house, but when it is, the walls are made up of wood, no, so that's why they are unable to control the fire easily. So that's why the whole house has been burnt up. Bayaji jumped down, quickly jumped. People shouted. Women and children were crying and screaming. Now to that the staircase has collapsed. No one could go up. Scorched in the flames, Bayaji ran around like a trapped creature, howling all the time, my house, my house. So here what happened? Bayaji jump down, quick jump, peoples are shouted. So here they are saying the peoples, those who are staying outside, so they are saying him to come back, but he did not. So women and his children are, everyone are crying and screaming. So here what happened, the stairs are also has been collapsed, means burnt. So here no one could go up. So here what happened, so the burning the flames, so here the Bayaji in that burning also he roamed, he make the rounds in that room and saying my house, my stored house, so he cried like that. And then the upper store itself came down in the crash, and along with the Bayaji with a resound thud. People pulled him out. So what happened, so here the first floor upper part upper storehouse, for that fire, it has been came down. So here along with Bayaji, so here the Bayaji entered into the first store drawing room. So he had taken that pictures, no, so he also fell down. So here at the time the sound has resound as third. So here the people pulled him out. So here Bayaji was burnt all over. He was still wailing, my house, my house. Bayaji's children encircled him, cried their hearts out. So here what happened, the Bayaji, so here he was sat in the first row, he came to down. So at that time the people pulled him out. At that time the Bayaji, his body has been totally burnt. So here he was still wailing nothing, but still he at that time in that position also he has crying for my house, my house. So here the Bayaji children make a circle. So here he cried, all the family members are cried their heartful name. The guests were busy putting on the fire. All Bayaji's hopes had been reduced to ash. What was the use of putting out the fire now? So here the guests all are busy in pouring the water for that house. So here the Bayaji had hoped the hopes had been reduced and to ash. So what he expected, so what he was the last dream, he that all turns into ash. So here he is saying that what he did by putting a fire on this house now. So here Bayaji was badly burned, and he was an great agony. He asked for water for all the time. As his eyes began to roll in his head, the eldest son, removed closer, gulped down the sorrow that was scrugging in the throat and asked, Nana, what's your last wish? So here Bayaji was badly burnt. So here he was in a great pain. Why? Because when the skin has been burnt, the person will suffer with great pain. Here also he is also getting pain. So here he is asking for water all the time. So as his eyes began to roll more fast around his head, the eldest son, so his eldest son came to near, and he control the emotions. So here and he asked, so here he had a strong feeling in the throat and asked, Nana, what's your last wish? So here he is asking for what to fulfill his wish. So, sons, I want to build a storied house. I have no other wish. With these words he had collapsed like the storied house. Bayaji was quiet, and the fire too had calmed down. So here what happened? The son is asked, what is your the last wish? So here he said that I have to build a storied house. So here he asked his last wish is to build the storied house. So he don't want another wish. With these words, so he had been died. Yeah, so how his storied house has been collapsed. So here in this way he had been also died it. So here Bayaji quiet. So here at the time he died. So here the all the fire has been calmed down. So heat in a controlled manner.